Let's say you search for a recipe on YouTube and you're presented with two video options. Both videos have a similar title, thumbnail, and look like they make the same kind of recipe, but there's a key difference between the two videos. The first video has 1 million views and the second only has 23. Now you want to make the best food possible, right? So which video do you click on? If you said the video with 23 views, then come on. You're probably gonna click on the video with 1 million. But here's the thing, what if the video with 23 views is actually a better recipe? Why would you automatically wanna click on the video with 1 million views? The thing is, you're probably never gonna find out if the video with 23 views is better, because the video with 23 views was not socially proofed. Every day, you're presented with a plethora of information. Your brain observes so many things at once that it's kind of hard to make sense of everything at the same time. And because of this, we as humans often have to simplify information to function. Social proofing is defined as the psychological phenomenon of looking forward to or copying other people's behavior before taking any action in a given situation. We allow someone else to go first so we don't choose wrong. I personally think that if we went back to the hunter-gatherer days, social proofing might look something like this. We're looking for food again. We're hunter-gatherers, it's in the name. Ooh, these look good. Don't eat those berries. Why? Because Charlie died eating those. They're poisonous. Oh yeah. I miss Charlie. Charlie was great with kids. What about those? Those got Angie. The red ones? Harley. The purple ones? Dawn. Those mushrooms? We can eat the mushrooms, but Dave said that did something really weird to his mind. He was talking about seeing woolly mammoths. I don't know what you mean by seeing woolly mammoths. Neither did Dave. What about these pink berries? Those? I've never seen pink berries before. Should we try them? Why don't you try them first? Okay, so the pink ones got Matt. All jokes aside, in the modern times, social proof has interesting implications in how we live our lives. For example, it might explain why we trust or distrust certain things. Basically, social proof means that people look towards others to see how they themselves should behave. And if you think about your own behavior, you probably use social proof all the time to make decisions and didn't even realize it. Or maybe you did realize it. I don't know your life. The term social proof was coined in the book Influence, Science and Practice. Since the book, social proof has taken on a life of its own. It's a concept that's mostly used in marketing, and social proof, if I'm being super honest, has worked against my YouTube channel a bit, but I'll discuss that at the end of the video. As people, we tend to believe that the group knows what's best for the individual, because if something works for other people that are like us, then it should work for us too, and we don't have to take on the risk of trying it out. It's generally believed that there's 6 types of social proof. And as I discuss these types of social proof, I'm gonna tell you them, and you're probably gonna be like, duh. Because social proof just literally describes how reality works for most people. But before we get into that, I want to discuss the diffusion of innovation theory because it makes sense to me to present the video like this. I don't know. The diffusion of innovation theory basically states that when a new idea is presented into society, the majority of people don't really embrace it right away. In fact, most people tend to shy away from it because it hasn't been socially proven. Only about 2.5% of the population, called innovators, will try something when it hasn't been socially proved, according to the diffusion of innovation theory. If the innovators like something, the next 13.5% of the population, the early adopters, will also give it a go. So to kind of simplify the theory here, if these two groups like a product or an idea, it should theoretically spread across society. There is a drop-off with this early group, and this drop-off is where ideas and products will fail or fly. And the rest of the diffusion of innovation theory, for the purposes of this video, who cares? There's generally believed to be 6 types of social proof. And I'm gonna level with you here. According to some people, there's like 9 types of social proof. Some people say there's like 14, but I'm just gonna go with the 6th. The first type of social proof, or at least the first type I'm going to talk about, is called certification. If an individual or group has authority in a subject matter, and they certify that something or someone is good, then other people will assume that that something or someone is good. It's kind of like Rotten Tomatoes. Fresh score, people assume the movie's good. Rotten score, they assume it's bad. Another example would be like if your doctor graduated from a medical school. The medical school provided a certification certification. You wouldn't exactly want to get a surgery from a doctor who did not graduate from medical school and did not have that certification, unless you do. I don't know your life, but the vast majority of us would stop that immediately. It's time for your surgery. You're operating on me? Yes. That medical degree over there better be fake. I can assure you, I really did go to Harvard. That's a problem. You don't like Harvard? I don't trust anybody with a certification, okay? I only trust unqualified people. Unqualified people only. Is there anybody else who could operate on me? Like somebody who doesn't know what they're doing? Oh, I have an idea, actually. Hello? Now hold on, this is a serious medical procedure. Okay, so your secretary's actually gonna take over the operation? He has a degree in geography, which means he's not qualified for anything. Isn't that my undergrad in real life? Don't make this too meta. We're supposed to be in a skit. Hi, I'm here to do the operation. Just start cutting someone. I grabbed this from the kitchen to do the surgery. I don't know how I'm gonna use it, but is that okay? No, stop. It's my time to shine. Just make a cut. Here it goes. You can't not look where you're cutting. Oh my, he's supposed to be asleep. The sight of blood makes me sick. I can't look at what I'm doing. Oh, that didn't feel right. You need to stop.
I'm gonna pass out.
Just keep operating.
Oh my gosh, the blood.
The next category is called expert. If an expert recommends something, it serves as a type of social proof. For example, your dentist could recommend a certain kind of toothpaste, unless they're the 5th dentist. Experts can establish credibility for something. They have to be somebody who knows what they're talking about. For example, if I made a fashion YouTube channel and I started telling people how to stylize their looks, that would not be an example of an expert. The third type of social proof that we're gonna talk about is called celebrity endorsement. And this one is obvious. Celebrities tend to have this aura of trust around them. Or, at least a lot of people think so anyway. That's why you see so many celebrities in makeup commercials, athletes sponsoring whatever, sponsorship deals on social media. People tend to believe their authority because, they have notoriety. And just be warned, if my YouTube channel grows big enough, I may be trying to sell you a VPN service one day. I mean, at least I'm being honest. Next are users, or people who use a product regularly. If we learn about people's positive or negative experiences with something, then we take that as social proof that it's good or bad, depending on their experience. Comments on YouTube videos, for example, can serve as a form of user reviews. So, if I theoretically were to ask you to leave a comment, then you would be showing an example of social proof in real time. But I won't ask you to do that because that'd be too on the, wisdom of your friends. If your friends like something, you tend to trust their opinion because you have an established relationship with them. It's not like a ton of your friends have to like something for you to take the social proof from them that it's good or bad. But even though this type is called wisdom of your friends, I suppose it has a branding problem because sometimes your friends can be really stupid. Breaking news.
Ugh, I hate the news.
But I'm talking to you. This just in, some of your friends are idiots. What? A friend told you to buy that shirt, right? My friend said this was a good shirt. You look like Where's Waldo? And literal vomit looks better than your vacation picture you just posted on Instagram. My friends told me to post that. And your pink hair is ugly. My pink hair? What? Come out here, Carl. Show the audience how ugly your hair is and do a twirl so we can judge you.
No.
Look at that vacation picture he posted. Am I right? My friends said it looked good. Your friends also said that Lisa would be good for you. Tell me how that divorce is going for you, Carl.
Don't you dare talk so highly of Lisa.
Oh, I thought he was actually talking to me. Well, that's stupid, Jameson. How can I talk to you if I'm on the TV? What? But in all seriousness, if your friends trust something, then you probably trust it too. And the final type of social proof that I'm going to talk about is called wisdom of the crowd. If people see something's popular with, the general population of their peers, people trust others' opinions and assume that they themselves will like it too. But it goes the other way as well. If something's unpopular with the crowd, a lot of people assume that it sucks. So they don't want to give it a chance. Hence, the recipe example at the beginning of this video. New users are probably going to assume that the video with 1 million views is superior because their peers have watched it. And if it worked for other people, then it must be good for them. And the video with 23 views must suck because there must be a reason that people didn't watch it. There must be something wrong with it. Is this necessarily true? No, but it's often how a lot of people think. This is part of what makes growing on social media difficult. difficult, or, starting a small business or anything like that. If you don't have social proof, the number of people willing to give you a chance is limited. But once something's been socially proofed, it can take off like wildfire. This can often explain why you see certain trends getting big on TikTok. And there's other things that have gone through the social proof process that are now really popular, like Stanley Cups. It's not like Stanley Cups are the best thing ever in comparison to some competitors. It's that Stanley Cups are so highly socially proofed as a society that everybody at this point's kind of looking at them now. I'm also thinking about getting a Stanley Cup. YouTube really is a complicated example because of algorithms and different things like that. But I want to talk about click-through rates for a second. A click-through rate is the percent of people who click on a video after YouTube presents it to them. At the time I'm recording this, I have 1,700 subscribers. Sometimes some of my videos do better, and sometimes some of my videos fail to connect with people. That's okay. That's how it goes. I've personally noticed that when I have a video and the view count is below 100, the click-through rate tends to be lower. But once it passes the 100 view mark, the click-through rate tends to be higher. I've always assumed that when a video is under 100 views, new users will see the thumbnail and think, wow, that must suck. Let's say a big creator with an established audience uploads a new video that has 0 views. A ton of people might watch that creator's video despite the view count being low when it's initially launched because they trust the creator, which then makes the video appear more appealing to new users who've never heard of the creator because the view count looks high. There's other factors that influence YouTube too. I'm just being very general here. Human behavior is interesting. You might not be aware of it, but when you visit a movie theater, you're often encouraged to spend more money than you may have intended. If you want to see this video about how movie theaters trick you into spending more money, please click over here. And thank you so much for watching.